This is Mr. Peter Anosike. Peter Anosike is a philosopher, a development economist, a journalist, and a best-selling author. He is the author of Dangote's 10 Commandments on Money, the book that was rated as one of the best development books in the world by the Wall Street Journal. And here in Nigeria, it was adopted as a workbook for grooming entrepreneurs by the Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, SMEDAN, a federal government agency in charge of small and medium-scale businesses in Nigeria. Yeah, so we'll be looking at a plethora of topics today. Now, these are mostly topics that made the rounds, made major headlines during the week, okay? And in the course of the program, you'll be able to call in and let us know your thoughts on the different topics that we will be talking about, as I then will give you the phone lines to call. In the meantime, we're live on YouTube. Head on over to YouTube and type into your search bar VOP 903 FM, VOP 903 FM, or Voice After People 90.3 FM, and you will get to see us right there on your YouTube, right? And you can watch us live. It will be a pleasure, so make sure you join us. If you're just joining us, not to worry, you haven't missed a thing. Just fasten your seatbelt. It's about to be an enlightening ride. First of all, we'll be looking at Arewa youths threatening protest over CBN and FAAN relocations to Lagos. Now, the pro-democracy Northern Organization, that is the Joint Action Northern Youth Associations, has rejected the relocation of key departments of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, and the headquarters of the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, FAAN, to Lagos by the President Bola Tinubu-led administration. Now, the association, comprising 16 civil society organizations in the north, such as the Arewa Defense League, Association of Northern Nigerian Students, Arewa Youth for Development and National Unity, Arewa Young Women Rights Advocate Council, Northern Youth in Defense of Democracy, Arewa radio and television commentators, amongst others, warned against the decision. According to the coalition, the failure of President Tinubu's government to resign the decision will force them to mobilize the youths across the 19 northern states for mass action against the administration. The CBN recently announced the relocation of some departments to Lagos, citing congestion at the head office. All right, we'll also be looking at the President Tinubu to issue executive order to stop foreign medical manufacturing companies from exiting the country. President Bola Tinubu will soon unveil an executive order seeking to protect medical equipment manufacturing companies operating in the country. Now, the move is seen as a proactive measure by the current administration to stop manufacturing firms from further exiting the country due to an alleged hostile operating environment. The order, which is reportedly being prepared by the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, as well as the Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, will incorporate practicable solutions, quick wins, and medium and long-term solutions to completely and permanently resolve the challenges confronting manufacturing in the country. Now, the measures may also require a reduction or outright ban on the importation of syringes and needles into the country. Speaking at the end of a meeting with medical syringe and needles manufacturers in Abuja, the Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Tunji Alausa, alongside the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Doris Uzoka Anite, said there was an honest conversation with the stakeholders. Alausa said an agreement was reached based on the directive of the President to reduce the cost of pharmaceutical products and the medical supplies in the country. Now, that's not the only thing we'll be looking at. We'll also be going to River State, where civil society organizations have warned the Governor Fubara against representing the 2024 budget to lawmakers. A coalition of civil society organizations in River State on Monday this week protested in front of the government house in Port Harcourt and warned the Governor Sim Fubara not to represent the 2024 appropriation bill to the State House of Assembly. Now, the coalition, under the aegis of responsible and non-partisan civil society organizations in the state, said any attempt by the governor to recognize Martins Amewule as Speaker of the Assembly is a violation of his oath of office. Now, speaking during the protest, the chairman of the coalition, NFA George Will, urged the governor not to succumb to pressure of further desecrating the country's constitution by carrying out other items on the list of the peace accord, which he said contravenes the constitution. He insisted that representing the already passed budget would amount to disrespect to the constitution and may result in anarchy in the state. We'll also be looking at Nigerian activist, politician, traditional aristocrat, and the 15th Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò of Yoruba land, Chief Gani Adams, on Friday expressing disappointment that despite President Bola Tinubu's being an apostle of federalism, the country has not moved forward. Chief Adams stated this while speaking with journalists during the 10th World Congress of Oodua Progressive Union in Osogbo, Osun State. And he agitated for restructuring without wasting time. He said that there are already 6 zones and that these zones should be turned into federating units and let Abuja be a governing center for the country. He also said all the zones should be called regions or provinces. The province will then have state and local government areas. We need 4 structures of governance. However, Chief Adams maintained that the only way to resolve insecurity issues in Nigeria is for the federal government to embrace true federalism, affirming that no genuine economic development could be achieved if the federal government fails to restructure the imbalance in the country. And disband Fulani Vigilante group now, or all other ethnic groups will set up theirs, Huriwa tells Tinubu. Now, the Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria has asked President Bola Tinubu to disband the just established Nomad Volunteer Vigilante group launched in Nasarawa State. They are saying, Huriwa is saying that it's sensing that there are what it's called subterranean moves to cause uprising, to invade farming communities and capture lands of natives for the grazing of cattle, frontline and for the grazing of cattle. Yes. Now, Huriwa is saying that this so-called National Vigilante Group by Miyetti Allah is an attempt to stop the functions of the Nigerian police force, which constitutionally is the only legal policing institution in the country. Huriwa also recalled that Miyetti Allah Socio-Cultural Association launched the Nomad Volunteer Vigilante Group on Wednesday, comprising over 1,000, at least 1,144 carefully selected, screened and profiled volunteers. All right, all these and more we'll be talking about right here on the recap. Do stay with us. If you're just joining us, you're here at the right time as we're just about to delve into the crux of the conversation. Remember that this is the recap, a program where we talk about issues that made major headlines during the week. Of course, with me to do the analysis, I have Mr. Peter Anosike. He's a philosopher, a development economist, a journalist, and the best-selling author. In case you didn't know it, he's the author of the famous Dangote's 10 Commandments on Money, the book that was rated as one of the best development books in the world by the Wall Street Journal. And here in Nigeria, it was adopted as a workbook for grooming entrepreneurs by the Small and Medium Scale Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, SMEDEN, a federal government agency in charge of small and medium scale businesses in Nigeria. Welcome to the conversation, Mr. Anosike.
Thank you, and thank you, our esteemed listeners.
All right, please come closer to the mic so we can hear you better. Thank you so much. It is always a pleasure to have you here. Happy weekend. All right, let's talk about some of the issues that made major headlines this week. Beginning with the CBN and FAAN relocation to Lagos. There's been a lot of hulabaloo around this particular topic, and it's mostly coming from the northern part of the country. Northern Youth Association, Arewa Young Women Rights Advocates, Arewa Defense League, Association of Northern Nigerian Students, Association of Northern Politicians, Ali Ndume, really from the north, they're not happy about it. Right now, here is the thing: is this a case of much ado about nothing? Because they're saying, look, if you take this, if you take the FAAN headquarters out of Abuja, and you take some CBN departments out of Abuja, you are undermining the North. You are taking away our infrastructure. If you recall Supreme Court judgment last year, it's treated Abuja as just another state of the federation. When it said, oh, the whole 25% matter, getting 25% votes, it doesn't matter. It did treat Abuja as one of the states of the federation. So why does it matter that the headquarters of FAAN or CBN departments are moving from one state to another?
Well, I will use that word, noise. The noise about the relocation of the CBN and some departments of CBN and FAAN from Lagos to Abuja is between the progressives in the north and the conservatives. Understand? Sheikh Sani and Sanusi, former emir of Kanu, being the progressives. But that's what people used to say, that what goes round comes round. What goes round comes round, and that is what is happening now. The Supreme Court said that Abuja is like any other state in the country. Therefore, that Tinubu did not win 25% in Abuja is not important. That Abuja, that the FCT is like any other state. So now what is going on now is that Tinubu want to transfer some department from FCT state to Lagos state. Understand? It's just like transferring something from Oyo state to Ogun state, or from Ogun state to Bauchi state. Understand? So shouldn't raise any eyebrow if they are sincere with themselves. When the Supreme Court judgment was given, they unaccepted it, that Abuja is like any other state. So now Tinubu has come to treat Abuja like any other state. That this infrastructure is not supposed to be in the state of FCT. Therefore, it should come over here. Then why are they making noise? This is what they have already accepted. And what they want to do is that they say that some FAAN offices are deteriorating here, because the truth is that Murtala Muhammed International Airport is busier than Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport in Abuja. And again, here is where their operational bases are, which means them shortening from Lagos to Abuja is wasting of resources. So Tinubu want to cut costs, and that's why he wants those departments to be relocated. The same thing with CBN. The operational offices of CBN is here. Most of the headquarters of all the banks in Nigeria are in VI. Then why should their headquarters be in Abuja? 1999, before 1999, Nigeria Post Authority headquarters was in Abuja. Then when Obasanjo became president, he relocated it back to here, because there's no river, there's no ocean in Abuja. So there's no reason for MPA to be in Abuja. So it was relocated here. And that's what Tinubu is trying that to do now. Even during Obasanjo's time, FCT was a special city. Understand? It has all the apparatus of a federal capital territory, supported by the Supreme Court. But this time around, the Supreme Court now said that Abuja Federal Capital Territory is now like any other state. So what Tinubu is now trying to do is to transfer some infrastructure from the FCT to another state. And we know that civil servants are also being transferred from one state to another. It doesn't raise eyebrows. So why should this one raise eyebrows? Understand? For me, it doesn't really make sense. But the Northerners are saying this because, just like Ndume said, that it is going to have political consequences if Tinubu carry on the action. And what he means is that the North will not support his second term ambition.
For 2027.
For 2027. And the reason why he is saying that is because it is the North, the conservative North, that made Tinubu, unquote, president.
How?
Because Tinubu scored only 25% in the Southwest. Do you understand that? He scored only 25% in the Southwest. He didn't get up to 10% in the Southeast and the South-South. So it was the North that made him president. And they are now telling him, if you carry on that thing, you are not going to win in 2027. And I want to tell anybody listening for free that Tinubu will succumb to the wishes of the North.
Okay, since FAAN headquarters and some CBN departments have been in Abuja, what has he done for the Northerners?
The North only cares about power and not what the benefit of the power. Understand? Nigeria needs to be developed. The most into power done for them. Understand? In 1993, they came up with the mantra, Sokoto born to rule. You are ruling and your people are suffering. So they just want to hold on to power, but they don't know what to do with the power. And that's why they have been bringing up incompetent people over the years, like Buhari, who does nothing but that psychology. The power is with us. The power is with you, and you don't know what to do with it. Your people that are suffering. When Tinubu and when Buhari won unquote won in 2015, I said then that even if he appoints his 36 ministers from Katsina State, that the standard of living of Katsina people will not be better than that of Abia State, where I come from.
Why is that?
Because they don't know what to do with power. Every power comes with responsibility, but they want that power. They don't want the responsibility that comes with it. I said so. Let Buhari rule for 8 years. Katsina people can never live better than Abia people. He has ruled for 8 years. Go and check the standard of living of Katsina people and of Abia people. So the North don't know what to do with power. They just want power for the power's sake.
So all of this, don't move FAAN, don't move CBN.
That's the power. That is the power.
It's okay, just so they can say, oh, these are located within our region.
We have this in our region. We have this in our region. But economic impact, they don't want to know. And
that's why I asked, why does it be the FAAN and CBN being located there? How does it improve the lives and the living of
they just want,
the
we have this, we have that. But the economic impact is what they don't understand. And that's what Tinubu is trying to do. That this department will be more effectively used if it's brought here. Understand? Murtala Muhammed Airport is busier than Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport. So what are those departments doing in Abuja? Nothing. But these people, all they care for is this is in our region. We have this, we have that, and still their people are living like animals.
Okay, then let's move on to the next topic. We'll be looking at the President Bola Tinubu will issue an executive to stop foreign medical manufacturing companies from exiting the country. How exactly is this supposed to work? It said that this move should be seen as a proactive measure by this administration to stop manufacturing firms from further exiting the country due to, an alleged hostile operating environment.
There's no alleged there. I don't think that's what.
All right, now the measures, right, that are being proposed may include a reduction or an outright ban on the importation of syringes and needles into the country. How would this help keep medical manufacturing companies in Nigeria?
The issue is this: one, whoever convened that meeting, whoever issued that press statement doesn't understand the implication of an executive order to stop. It means that he wants to hold them hostage. Understand me? Which means they are no longer free. So that signal, that information is wrong.
And this might impact others who may even be thinking of coming into the country. Saying
Because
an executive order could come anytime.
You will sign an executive order which will stop them, which means there's no more, they don't have that freedom again for freedom of entrance and exiting. So it's a wrong signal, it's a wrong information, but the truth is that it cannot happen. One, federal government did not set up companies for them. Federal government is not paying their workers. So there's no way federal government will stop them from exiting. Because the Nigeria business environment is very hostile. Nigeria business environment is one that devours businesses. So it is only somebody who is not serious about his business that will want to stay in Nigeria. And they are exiting and they will continue to exit. No executive order can stop anybody from exiting from any country he or she feels is not profiting his business. FDI, foreign
direct
investment is not for the interest of the country where they are located. It's for their own interest. They are forced to serve their country. They are forced to serve the interests of their business, not the country where they are located. It is not a charity organization. The primary purpose of any business is to make profit. So any business that is not making profit will do two things: either go under or move from that environment. So these people don't want to go under. That's why they are moving from that environment. Guinness Breweries made 5 billion naira. That's from their AGM, and a loss of 5 billion. So when you still want them that to stay for another year, they will go, because the government has failed to do what they are supposed to do. There's no energy. There's no energy, number one. The cost of doing business in Nigeria is on the high side. Cost of production is on the high side. So it is only somebody who is not sensitive to his business that will stay in Nigeria. What has Tinubu done with our energy for the last 8 months? Every day we are hearing that National Grid has funding. It is going down from 4,000 kilowatts to 3,000 kilowatts to 2,000 kilowatts. The truth is that Lagos State alone needs 2,500 kilowatts. Lagos State alone, and the 2,700 under peak period. So when you minus 2,700 from 4,500, what remains? That's why we are having constant. That's why Nigerians are constantly in darkness, and the government is not doing anything about it, and you want to stop them. Cadbury PLC for more than 10 years runs on diesel. Understand? Because of this inconsistency. If your production is going on, if they are running on electricity and the night goes, the kind of damage they will incur. That's why for a whole 10 years they run on diesel. And imagine how much they will be paying. So that's why most companies in Nigeria, both local and foreign, are not making profit. And nobody can stop them from going if they want to go. No executive order, not even constitution.
So the right thing to say is not an executive order. It's just that they are trying to put policies in place to make it more
they want
easier
to sound tough.
for
they want to
these
sound
companies to
tough
stay.
to their own detriment. What they should say is that they want to put things on ground that will keep these foreign companies from exiting. Not that Tinubu is going to sign any executive order. Understand? Because nowhere in the world has that happened, and it will not start here.
Okay,
you
then.
cannot hold business owners hostage when you have not provided an enabling environment for them to operate.
All right, then you're listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. I'm your host. My name is Ijeoma Innocent. And of course, I have Mr. Peter Anosike right here in the studios. We're talking about issues that made the major headlines during the week. Let's now go to Rivers State, where a coalition of civil society organizations protested in front of the government house in Port Harcourt, warning Governor Sim Fubara not to present the 2024 appropriation bill to the State House of Assembly again. Now, this is a bill. This is a budget that has already been passed, right? This is a bill that has been signed. The budget has already been passed. This is something that they ought to have already started using. Why would the governor consider presenting a budget that has already been presented?
Well, one, the court has voided that representation of the 800 billion budget. The people that went that to court, the 27 House of Assembly members that went to court against that got a judgment. Understand? So, and that's why I'm saying what we have in Nigeria is legal system. We don't have justice system. What we have in Nigeria is a legal system. We don't have justice system. Because those House of Assembly, so-called House of Assembly members, has lost their seat. Going by what the Constitution says. Constitution is stronger than, hey, go back to your seat. That is oral. Constitution says anybody that is elected and then defected to another party loses his position. That's what the Constitution said. So the Constitution is stronger than the resolution which Amechi, Fobra, and Tinubu reached at Aso Rock.
What brings Amechi into this?
Okay, I'm Wike, understand me? So those people has lost their seat. They are not supposed to be sitting. And if Fobra should represent those budget to who? To people who have no legality of staying in the office.
But in the 8-point resolution, one of the things that the president presented was return to status quo, and Fubara agreed.
So as for me, he is building an impeachment things for himself. Understand? He has reappointed
the 9 commissioners.
The 9 commissioners.
And he also said that they were. He really said they were victims of circumstance, right? That they were caught in the crossfire.
Those people have no integrity. They are hungry people. Even though somebody who called himself a professor, they don't have integrity. They are hungry. Because if you have integrity and you resign from an office, you wrote a resignation letter, and 2 weeks, a month later, somebody has said, go back, you accepted. You are being driven by hungry. So those 9 commissioners have no integrity, they have no job. If they have job, they would have said, Wike, thank you, I have resigned, I have moved forward. That's what somebody who has integrity will say.
But if Governor Fubara not, would we say, digging a ditch for himself by working with people who are easily influenced from the outside, people who don't agree with his administration?
Well, as I said, people talk about Wike being a lesser evil of bigger evil. Understand? But evil is still evil. I have no sympathy for Fubara. I have no sympathy for Wike. Understand? Both of them are the same thing. It is 2 of them that conspired to do what happened in Rivers State on February 25, 2023. I have no sympathy for them. I'm not holding brief for them. If he is impeached, I have no concern about it. Understand? So, but I'm talking what the Constitution says. Those lawmakers are not supposed to be sitting. And if FOBRA goes to represent a budget that he has signed into law, he is also breaching the Constitution. Understand me? So he should be mindful of what he is doing. My only concern is the innocent people of Rivers State, because for now governance is suffering. They have appealed that case, and they will not touch that budget until they receive a higher judgment, maybe from the appeal court. And while that is going on, governance is suffering in Rivers State. Understand? And the chairman of Ikwere, who was abusing FOBRA, calling him all sorts of derogatory names, 2 days ago, apologized. Understand? That shows you that the kind of people that you have in that state. Understand? The reason why Gowon created Rivers in May 27, 1967 is still affecting them. Understand? Because Gowon did not create Rivers State for development. He did not create Rivers State for peace. Understand? That 1967 creation of Rivers State is what is affecting them up to today, and it will continue to
affect them. All right, then. You're listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. I'm your host. My name is Ijeoma Innocent, and I do have Mr. Peter Anosike right here. So, everyone has been talking about how Governor Fubara is not making the right decisions by keeping to the 8-point agenda, by even agreeing to it in the first place. What could be his own reason or morale behind why he decided to go with this? Is this just to keep the peace? And how will this help the people of Rivers State?
Any peace without justice is a piece of the graveyard. Peace should always come with justice. And if you go for peace and you forget about justice, you are doing yourself harm. You are turning yourself into an idiot. So the peace that you are going to, does it carry justice? Will it be of benefit to you and the people that unquote voted you into office?
What would have been a good example of justice in this case? In the whole Rivers State debacle, what would have been a good example of justice?
Justice is allowing the will of the people to prevail, not the will of Tinubu and Nyesom Wike. Because democracy is government of the people, not the government of one or two man in Abuja. The 8-point resolution is the will of Tinubu and Wike, telling him go and breach the constitution, telling people who have defected from one party to the other to go back, overriding
the constitution by so doing.
So there cannot be peace without justice. Anywhere there's peace without justice is denial.
All right, then. You're listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Let's look at Chief Gani Adams saying that the country should be restructured and that the we should go back to regionalization and turning the 6 zones into federating units. Is that what we need at this point? He did express disappointment that despite President Bola Tinubu being an apostle of federalism, that the country has not moved forward. In his remarks, he said, we already have 6 zones. Let's turn these zones into federating units and let Abuja be a governing center for the country. All the zones should be called regions or provinces. The province will then have state and local government areas. We need 4 structures of governance. What does this even mean?
Well, the truth is that Tinubu, being an apostle of federalism, he was an apostle of federalism when he was out of power. People criticize, people attack when they are not benefiting. Understand me? People criticize when they are not benefiting, but when they begin that to benefit, all is well. I remember from 2000 to 2010, we and Festus Keyamo, we are fighting. Understand? Criticizing what's his name? Olusegun Obasanjo. Criticizing Yar'Adua, understand? Then Keyamo was seen as an activist, understand? But today, where is he? That activism is gone. He was criticizing them because it was not benefiting him. Today, it is benefiting him. So that activism has stopped. That is human beings for you. So when people are not benefiting, they will begin to criticize. But when it begins to benefit them, all is well. I keep on saying it, even till the next 20 years. The best announcement that Tinubu would have made in May when he was sworn in is, I'm going to restructure this country. That would have been the best announcement that Tinubu would have made. Instead of subsidy is gone. Restructuring would have been the best announcement that Tinubu would have made, and the whole country will fall in line with him. Because this what we are operating now is totalitarian of government. We are not operating a federal government. If we are operating a federal government, Tinubu will not have been doing what he is doing. This is totalitarianism. Everything for the state and nothing against the state. That system of government that we are operating. So we are deceiving ourselves when we say we are operating a federal system of government. This is not federal system of government. The indices of a federal system of government is not in our 1999 constitution. Understand? What we have there is a totalitarian state, and that's why governors will be sleeping. Then once it's 28, 29, they will wake up, go to Abuja, and they will be given a check, allocation. Then the governor will go back to his state, share the money, begin to sleep again until another 29, 30th of the new month. He'll go to Abuja. It does not happen in a federal state. In a federal state, the components parts are strong. They make use of the resources within their area to develop their area. Understand? In America, Texas doesn't go to Washington for a check. California doesn't go to Washington to be given a check.
So you're saying if Nigeria is restructured, every region will have no choice but to develop their own zones.
Healthy competition comes. And that's what we have during Azikiwe and Madubeno Awonowo. All the developments in the southwest came from cocoa. In the southeast, palm oil. In the north, groundnut. It was cocoa that the University of Ibadan was built. It was groundnut that built Ahmadu Bello University. It was palm oil that built University of Nigeria and Nsukka. Understand? Since 1966, what have been our major developments? There's no more competition. Governors are no more creative. They are no more thinking, because Abuja is giving them a check at the end of every month. Understand? Abuja is giving them a check at the end of every month. So creativity is gone. Thinking outside the box is gone. So I support Gani Adams 100%.
About restructuring.
What will bring out Nigeria is going back to regions.
So you feel that these federal allocations are the reason why so many states are not developing? That's
why governors are sleeping. They are no more thinking. Understand? Because every month, governors are on scholarship. Every month they go to Abuja, collect a check, come back, share. Understand? They will now wait for another month. Another month they will go there, collect checks. Why? The natural resources in their states are decaying. Understand? But if it's regionalism, it wouldn't happen. Every governor would wake up and begin to use what is in their state to develop their state. Understand? Let me give an example with Nevada. Nevada in the United States is in a desert. Nevada don't have natural resources. Understand? Because it is a desert region. What they did was to build casinos. What they did was to build casinos, understand? Good hotels, game centers. And the idea is, if the oil barons in Texas make their money, they'll go to Texas and spend it. Understand? Because there they have good hotels, tourist centers. Understand? And the topography of Bauchi State, because I have toured the whole Nigeria, I can tell you what is in every state. The topography of Bauchi is the same thing. If Bauchi State can develop tourist attraction, good hotels, because the topography is very good. When the people in River State make their money, they will not drink their oil. They'll go to Bauchi and spend it. Bauchi that don't have oil will begin to get oil revenue from their tourist center, from their hotels. Understand? That's how things work. But it's not happening here because of the kind of government that we have, a fake government that we have in this country. So when we go back to these regions, all these things, governors will be forced to think out of the box and will start doing them.
Okay, then you are listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People 19.3 FM. My name is Ijeoma Innocent, and I have on sit Mr. Peter Anosike. He is analyzing the issues that we are discussing today. Okay, the final issue we'll be looking at, so that we can open the phone lines very soon, is that of the Human Rights Association of Nigeria, Huriwa, telling the president to disband Fulani vigilante groups now, or all other ethnic groups will start up their own vigilante groups. Now, Huriwa is saying that they sense that they are what they call subterranean motives to cause uprising, to invade farming communities, to capture lands of natives for the grazing of cattle, and so many others. They are saying, why should Miyetti Yala, right, come together and say, look, we want to protect our people and then form a vigilante and arm them with weapons? Should every other region, should every other association begin to do the same? Should teachers association in other northern parts of the country allow their members to carry arms? Should farmers also start carrying arms?
the thing of the Huriwa, what they say, ethnic groups. That's Maite Anda is not an ethnic group. It's a business association. Understand? This is where government is getting it wrong. Maite Anda is not. It's a business association like Andaba International, Aspanda. Understand? Wood senders, Gary senders, and so on and so forth. Understand? So, but the issue is in this country, the Fulanese have suppressed every other part of the country. In the north, the Fulanese are minority, but they are now ruling over the Hausas, who are the majority in the area. All the emirs in the north today are Fulanese. Understand? So that's why they can do anything arrogantly and nothing will happen. Even they have cowed even our security agencies. They are now being given a preferential treatment. Maite Anda is a business organization like Anaba Traders Association, like Aspanda Traders Association, like Timber and Quarters in Ondo. So if they can form Vigilante to protect their members, there's nothing wrong with Anaba traders forming a Vigilante, understand, to protect their own members. There's nothing like rice senders, beans senders, granite senders forming their own Vigilante and giving their members AK-47 for protection. Understand? But why is it only the Fulanese that have been allowed to do this? Why? So for me, for there to be peace, for there to be security in this country, Tinubu government should begin to disarm all the herdsmen in the country. He should begin to disarm all the head. I am from Umuahia. In the 70s and 80s, Gariki is in Umuahia. Understand? All the cows that come to the southeast, Umuahia and Enugu, Okunanu is their base. Then the herdsmen then don't carry arms. Understand me? The herdsmen then don't carry AK-47. It is just a stick. Even then as children, we were told that there's juju on that stick. That if they hit you with that staff, something bad will happen to you. The highest that they were carrying then was a stick and a dagger and a stick. Then in our own eyes, they graduated into carrying AK-47. They will be passing soldiers. They will be passing policemen with AK-47 on their shoulder. But when a policeman see me with a cutlass, he will ask me question, where am I taking that cutlass to? But he will see a Fulani with AK-47 and pretend as if he did not see him. So it is this pretense that is causing this insecurity. These arms has given them advantage. That's why they can comfortably go to the forest, kill, rape, and do all type of atrocities. Because there's no way somebody without arms can go and confront somebody with the AK-47. So if government really wants peace to reign in this country, they should begin by disarming all the herdsmen in the country that is going with AK-47. Anything other than that is pretense.
But you know, the DSS has already arrested Bello Bodejo, who is the chairman of the Miyetti Allah. Isn't that, would you say that's a step in the right direction?
I said disarming those carrying AK-47.
That would be the next step after this, or the first step?
That's the biggest step. That is the biggest step. They should start disarming those people, because they have taken over all the forests everywhere. That's why people are no longer going to the farms. In the east, for people to go to the farm, it is turn by turn. 20 men will accompany one man to his own farm. Another day, another 20 sets of men will accompany another man to his farm because of food. Fulani herdsmen. And that's why we have a scarcity of food. Understand? How much is a dedica of rice? Abakaliki people are no more doing anything today. Benue people, which is known as the food basket of the country, there's now hunger in Benue State because the Funanis has taken over everywhere. And why? Because they are armed. So Tinubu will be talking about declaring food emergency. Why people have arms are staying in the farms. And it doesn't make sense. It does not make any sense.
All right, then in a few minutes the phone lines will be open so that you can also share your thoughts, your dares and your suggestions on each of the topics that we have discussed today. If you would rather send a message via WhatsApp lines, it is 20700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. That is the number to call, rather. Yes, that's the number to call. For WhatsApp, is 0700 903 9039. Okay, ignore the last two digits. 0700 903 9039. Again, 0700 903 9039. That is the WhatsApp number to call. We are live on YouTube and I can see all of your comments. Ola Dewale, Stephen Odin, thank you so much for your comment. I will be taking that just before the end of the program. All right, I can also see your messages coming in on our WhatsApp platforms. Keep them coming. Mr. Noski and I are having conversations on the major issues that trended and that made major headlines during the week. The phone lines will be open in 3 minutes, so be patient. All right, you will be able to call very, very, very soon. Okay, Mr. Noske, still on this arming and disarming, and Huru are saying that the Fulani Vigilante group should be disbanded, and that's why I said the DSS has arrested the chairman of the Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria. Is that not a first step? Right now we say disarm them. Do we need the president to come out and give an order before people will know that they can't just wake up one day and decide to form a vigilante that would carry arms? Because there is a thin line between protecting oneself and then between protecting and defending oneself and then also oppressing another person because you have weapons in your hands. Well,
they are using that AK-47 to do harm, to commit mayhem. Understand? So arresting him is a good step. Then banning the vigilante is also a good step. But the most important step is disarming them. They shouldn't be carrying. They don't have any power to carry assault rifles. It is only the soldiers that have that power. But even if I live near Ojo, which is the biggest army barracks in the whole of West Africa, I've not seen any soldier carrying a new gun. I've not seen any soldier carrying a new AK-47. But these Fulani herdsmen, you see them carrying shining assault, this thing. Why? It shouldn't be. It must not be. And they cannot be talking about containing security while some people who don't have the right to bear arms are bearing arms. But where
on earth did they get these new and sophisticated weapons from? where would would you say an ordinary header get such a weapon, such an assault weapon from? Should we not also look into that? Are there people?
That's to start with. The truth is that the cows that they are carrying are not their own. Understand? The owners are the big men in the society.
The big men too do not want to support ranching. Because that's one way to put an end to all of this. The nomadic lifestyle should end.
So, in talking about, I know that our borders are porous. Then we should also look at the owners of the cows that they are carrying. That could also be the source of those weapons that they are using. Understand?
Because you would actually see headers everywhere you go in Nigeria. In almost every state, right? Even here in Lagos, you could see them leading cows along the highways, blocking vehicles that are moving. You can do your business without making it difficult for somebody else. You can do your business without blocking the way for people that are passing by.
Well, the Buhari 8 years administration elevated cows over human beings. Understand? The Buhari 8 years administration valued cows more than human beings. That was why Amechi said that the reason why fast trains are not allowed in Nigeria is because cows are crossing the rail lines. Not because human beings are crossing, but because cows are crossing the rail lines. Which means you can kill. It's not an offense to kill human beings, but it is an offense to kill a cow. So because cows are crossing the rail lines, Nigerians are now being deprived of what is happening in other parts of the country. That shows you the type of fake people that we have in the corridors of power in the country.
Okay, then it is time for you to call us up. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. Call me up. I definitely want to hear from you. You're listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. We're discussing a plethora of issues. We're looking at the River State situation. We're also looking at the CBN and FAAN relocation. We're looking at so many issues today. Call us up and let us know which one you want to talk about. Welcome to the conversation. Good evening.
Hello.
Hi, good evening. Welcome to the recap.
Am I on with Ijeoma?
Yes, you are. You're on to Voice of the People 90.3
Happy New Year,
FM.
Ijeoma. This is Shobi calling from Ikeja.
Thank you so much. Welcome and Happy New Year. It's great to hear from you.
Anosika, Happy New Year. I've been in the East since, enjoying myself. Just came back.
You're welcome.
Same to you.
Yeah, okay. Anosika, how are you today, my brother?
I'm okay.
Anosika, please tell Tinubu to relocate the oil companies back to Niger Delta, please. Since he has started, let him continue from there. And for Fubara, I want him impeached because he's not a man. Thank you very much.
You have to explain to us. You can't just say that and go.
He said that he's not a man.
No,
That's what I want you to explain.
Okay, which one? Is it the second one or the first one?
Both, really. But then what you said about Fubara, I would like to know why you said so.
Okay, because Fubara, I don't know why he should go and sign such an agreement. Be presenting a budget that has been signed, allowing a speaker that was against you to be back, returning the commissioners that left the office. What else do you want me to say, Chioma? For God's sake. You see, if you don't want to be a governor, then better go and be a commissioner. Fubara should be a commissioner, not a governor. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your call. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. We definitely want to hear from you. All right, call us up and let's talk about the issues that we're looking at in the recap today. Do you agree with the last caller that Governor Fubara should be impeached? Would that be because he's not acting in the way that you feel he should act as governor of a state? Let me know. Call me up. You are the reason why here. We're Voice of the People after all. So lend your voice to the conversation. We're ready to hear from you. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Good evening, Sister Ijeoma, and good evening to your guests too.
Good evening to you, sir. What's your name and location, please?
Yeah, my name is Peter Usifo. I'm calling from Abanoja in Ekoto.
Welcome, Mr. Usifo. Let's hear from you.
God bless you. I want to talk on the threat, by some youth in Rivers State threatening Fubara not to represent the budget again to the legislature.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in my own opinion, these people are set of people and the so-called some other elders are, people finding trouble, making confusion in River State. They want to heat up the politics and make River State ungovernable. You understand? So, in my own opinion, I believe that Fubara should represent that budget to the House Assembly members.
Why? Remember that this is a budget that has been signed into law. Should he represent it because that's the right thing to do, or because it's part of the 8-point resolution? Why?
Are you listening?
I'm listening to you, sir. I'm listening to you.
How many people? 4 people. The so-called former speaker had even resigned, even from the house, not only from the house, but as the speaker. So, and that's why you cannot put something on nothing for it to stand. That's why the 27 members.
Okay, you feel that it's because he only presented it to 4 people. He didn't present it to the full house.
Apart from that, many of our analysts and Nigerians are misinforming and misleading the public.
In what way?
7 members.
In what way?
There was a prima facie case. Listen to me. There was a prima facie case when they defected from PDP to APC. And what is the prima facie case? The case concerning the National Secretary of PDP, which is still ongoing even in Abuja. Just recently, about a week ago or so, not up to 2 weeks, the court said that Anyanwu should stop parading himself as the secretary.
What does the case of the National Secretary of the PDP have to do with the River State lawmakers that defected? How does it really affect anything?
Hello, Chairman. They established it the day the speaker was talking that the 26 other members with himself have defected. And not only that, there's no peace in PDP, even at the moment on national level.
How does that affect? Okay, you are saying that they were right to defect because there's no peace in PDP, right?
Exactly.
All right, but now, since they defected, the Constitution says they have lost their seat. Why should they be allowed back just like that without going through the process of voting?
People are talking about one owner of the Constitution. It is wrong. Yes, let us
is there an exception to that section?
Hello.
Is there an exception to that section?
Can you listen to me, Sister Ijeoma?
All right, go ahead.
Many analysts are misleading the public through that section 109. They have also not established that fact that there was a prima facie case of Christian Anyanwu. You understand? They are not looking at that. And moreover, the 8-point resolution in Abuja is still being carried on. And that was one of the reasons why Ibu Fubara congratulated Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which I'm against after the Supreme Court judgment.
All right, Mr. Usifo, I just want to say something, right? Are you with me?
Okay.
Two truths can coexist, okay? Two truths can live together even though they are both uncomfortable. And if you said there was a case against the National Secretary of the PDP, that's on one side, right? On the other hand, if you defect from Labour Party, even to any party, if you go from one party to another, you lose your seat.
The way this guy is talking about
you have to lose your seat.
The way this guy is talking, this is Phoenix whatever, he's talking about Buhari. I thought that he should be staying at Gumi or Banana district.
National level or state level.
It's shameful. That is
based on this so far. This
all right.
Actually, Nigerians are not looking at that. Now let me go on to Daniel Adams.
All right, Mr. Usifo. All right, Mr. Usifo. All right. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Hello, Joe. Good evening.
Hi, how are you today? Welcome to the recap. Welcome, Mr. Tony. Let's hear from you.
Yes. Most I like to hear and understand the feelings of other Nigerians. But I said the court now because I don't like when people are on the air giving fake information. You should caution this guy. Most of your callers have been saying that. Some radio listeners have cautioned him. He's giving fake information, and you are there. Look at you there, struggling and fighting with him. How can you say open mouth say PDP had a problem? Where did PDP have a problem? PDP have only one chairman, and PDP have been conducting their what is called their program accordingly. You should not come and tell PDP had a problem. PDP never had a problem, please. PDP never had a problem, please. That's what I want to correct. Please let this young man or whoever he is, let him mind the way he come and talk on the radio on the international media. It's not good. Because someone can just listen to it now and then pull up the program and then start working. And then PDP has a problem.
You know, Mr. Tony, one problem, one thing that many people have failed to realize is that when it comes to Rivers State, in so many cases, the Constitution is being overridden. Right, and that's why I've asked the question over and over again: is Nigeria's president above the Constitution? Because when you say return to status quo, what the Constitution then says about that, does that mean it does not matter? Aren't these 27 lawmakers supposed to lose their seats after the defect, whether their party has a problem or not?
Yeah, Chairman, please, this is Nigeria where things are done normally. Our president has no right to overrule our Constitution. The PDP lawmakers have lost their seat, but no, the APC lawmakers have lost their seat. They cannot return there. But this is Nigeria, and the governor there is afraid. I think if Tinubu is there, nobody can tell him what to do. He's executive governor, but the young man there, I don't know how he's failing the Rivers State people that have voted for him. He's not doing as a governor. I'm sorry, you don't know the capacity of the office is holding. Wike can never take that kind of insult.
So you expect him to be more strict as a governor?
Is that what it is? You are a governor, executive governor of the state. But I think probably he has a problem with EFCC. That's why he tried to avoid. There are a lot of things going on. I remember in those days when the Peter wanted to come and contest for presidency. And I was in Abuja. I represented PDP. Then when we are there waiting for the only matter won that what's called convention that day. But when he landed, what did the Obasanjo do? Obj asked everybody to go and visit him. And when they present to you what your case is, you withdraw yourself. You cannot say anything much. I think this guy, probably the former or what they call it, he might have some issues, some things that he has that he don't want them to turn over him. That's why he's behaving as if he doesn't know the executive. You know what he calls executive governor of his state?
All right.
Remember the time Tinubu was in Lagos State, he had a problem with OBJ, tried his tenor. And OBJ didn't do anything to him. He can't do something to the executive governor of his state. He has the immunity one to start with. And he can control the state the way he wants to govern the state. You cannot direct him. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Tony, for calling all the way from Chicago. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. Remember that we also have the CBN and FAAN relocation topic that we're talking about. I'd like you to also speak on that, and also the president to issue an executive order to stop medical manufacturing companies from leaving the country. I'd like you to also speak on that. It's not just the Rivers State situation. Welcome to the conversation. Good evening. Hello, are you there? I've picked your call. All right, 0700 903 903 903. Welcome to the conversation. Good evening. Hello, are you there?
Hello.
Hi, what's your name and location, please?
Hello.
Hi, I can hear you. Good evening. Hello, are you there? 0700 903 903 903. I can see your comments on our YouTube platforms. Thank you so much. And keep them coming. I can also see your messages on our WhatsApp platforms. Keep them coming. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Anosike.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening, sir. What's your name and location, please?
Yeah, I'm calling from Gogoroshoki. How many times did I call you?
I wasn't counting. What did I do?
You see this cost human being that you even allow him more than any other.
Sir, please, you're not allowed to insult or abuse anybody. All right, please. Let's keep it civil.
What kind of presenter are you?
All right, let's keep it civil, please.
Other presenters are against. You are the one treating him like a sacred cow. Huh?
I'm treating him like a sacred cow.
Nothing good comes out of that man's mouth called Peter Osifo. Whether I do person, that is.
I really just believe everyone should be able to say their piece, and if they are wrong, you call them out on it.
No, oppression cannot entertain that man like that. Let them mention their names, but they cannot. I don't know why you have interest on that. If you are talking, you will say
no, because I believe everybody cannot be on the same page. I need you to understand me too, because I believe everybody cannot be on the same page. All right, and that's why.
The voice of man is the voice of God. Though, look at one particular person that everybody is condemning. You know. Because why can't you sit down and use your tongue and count your teeth for Chioma? Bye.
Oh, is that you didn't even talk about the issues that we're talking about? Please bring the mic closer.
I want to say this on air.
Okay.
Anytime I'm doing program and you pick Felix Osufo's call, I will walk out of the studio.
So we don't know he's the one calling until he introduces himself.
And you pick Felix Osufo's call, I walk out of the studio. I'm saying it on air, and everybody is hearing. Stop picking his call when I'm here. I've said it.
All right, Mr. Anosike. He's not Felix. He's Peter. He's even your namesake.
He's an animal.
Mr. Anosike, listen. Welcome to the recap. Thank you for holding on. Please turn down the volume on your radio set.
Hello.
Hi, good evening. What's your name and location, please? Turn down the volume on your radio set.
Yeah, my name is Babo, and I'm calling from Oshodi.
Welcome, Babo.
Good. Ijeoma Innocent. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Good. You see, forget about Osifo or no Osifo. Everybody is trying to make his or her own opinion. That is one. I actually encourage your effort on the studio. But what I'm trying to say is, you see, Fubara and Wike, in between these two people, we don't know what is in between them. Don't be surprised that Fubara could leave PDP and join APC, and Wike will join APC, and two of them will have a handshake there, drink wine together. And again, the same Fubara went to Aso Rock alone on a meeting of APC around him. What would have befallen him there, we don't know. So let us not blame Fubara for anything. The man is a complete police gentleman. Leave him for these 4 years and see what he will do in Rivers State. The rivers like him. If they don't like him, they couldn't have voted for him. Okay, they went to court now. He won in the court. Why wouldn't the court now push him aside? That is one. Tinubu, the president, is not bringing central bank to Lagos. Let us understand this. It's part of central bank. Part of central bank is bringing here. He wants to bring it here. He cannot be Calabar, like people are talking. Calabar is the first capital of Nigeria. Why didn't he take it to Enugu or any other place? He wants to bring it to where he can supervise anything he wants to see. I don't know what is wrong with Nigerians. We'll just call radio station and talk jazz and talk unnecessary things. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Babo, for your call. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Chairman.
What's your name and location, please? Turn down the volume on your radio set. I can hear myself in the background.
No, I'm off there.
All right, that's great. Please go ahead. What's your name and location, please?
My name is Antonio Anosike from Sulere.
It's great to hear from you, Mr. Anthony. Please go ahead with your opinion.
Please, I don't have more to contribute. It's about this Peter Osufo. This Peter Osufo, I don't know why you people are welcoming him. Other studios are listen. They always condemn his call. I don't know why this group always welcome this Peter Osufo. When you come on the air, you just say whatever he comes to his mouth and just. And the younger ones, the little ones are listening to this your station every time. You understand? He's not the only one that made
Mr. Anthony, I want to reiterate that truly we don't know who's calling until they introduce themselves. All right.
Yeah.
We usually don't know who's calling until they introduce themselves.
Because most of my friends, whenever the guys start talking on they will off their radio. I did my friend's house the other day. It was really say Peter Osufo, the guy off his radio. Say the man because all his talk, I don't know whether he want to buy favor in AP, whether he thought that Tinubu will give him portfolio or whatever. Whenever he saw this rubbish, or whether Wike will give him portfolio, I don't know.
All right, Mr. Anthony, I'd like you to also talk about the issues that we spoke about today.
I want to say something. Yeah, I want to say something. The only thing is that Fubara that we are talking because we don't know. I remember when this guy, because I still said it every time. At least when he was on campaign, he said that it's not a television governor. Say it's an accountant, that it's not all this law that talks. But the way he's doing now, I don't know. Sir, the only thing is that I thank God that court have assigned him as a governor of River State. So if you know his right, he follows. If you know his place, let him follow. If you know the normal thing to do as a man, now let him do. Because now he has every power in River State. After Wike was nobody before he become Jonathan and his wife made him what he is. You understand me? So the only thing I'm saying is that when he was a Romo Biakan, I know that let me not just go too far. That's where I grew up. We grew up together before I left that place to Jos. From Obibo, I went to Jos. So I know Wike, I know him very well. When he was controlling one part, that's his life. So the only thing is this, let us watch for Bora. I wish him best of the luck. That's the only thing I can say. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Brother there, Anosike, please tell Anosike I say good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, he can hear you. Thank you, Mr. Anthony. Thank you so much for calling. Good evening, Remy. Thank you for holding on. How are you today?
I'm fine, Chima. Good evening to your guests.
Good evening. It's great to hear from you.
Yeah, and well done. Well done, Chima.
Thank you so much. Let's
for
hear
your
from
maturity. Let me start with you on ground. Fubara, this country is in the same society. Because if Nigeria were to be in the same society, what is happening in River State should not have happened. To the extent that the president had to tell him to do things against the constitution.
I was going to ask which one, because a lot has actually happened in River State. But
from the letter,
keep going.
The agreement they signed, returning back to status quo, taking back the commissioners who resigned by themselves, and all that. lawmakers who choose to defect, he was not told to tell them to go back to their parties, but he was told to allow status quo to remain, that they should remain where they choose to move to. Everything being done by the governor, the president, and the likes is against the rule of law, which we all know that. Automatically, they should have probably lost their seat, which I believe they have constitutionally. But by the powers that be, they are still in there. So whatever the court says, court later affirms that they are not to be unseated, that will come to play. Which I think that might end up happening from the look of things. The court might end up saying they shouldn't be unseated, and life goes on. I don't have a horse in this fight between Wike and Fubara. I only pity the people of Rivers State. That is by your side. The issue of Mr. Peter Anosike and all that, I want to plead with your guest. Yes, your guest as well too.
Get it right. It is not.
Sorry, Mr. Anosike, for mixing up your name with Peter Osifu.
Excuse me, Felix Osufo, not Peter.
Sorry, whatever his name might be. My point is this: you being there is to educate the public, which you are doing. People are being paid to call into different stations to speak in support of impunity, to support the party in power. They do that across.
Is that something you have first-hand information about?
Oh, they have WhatsApp group, of course. Now,
wow,
we have friends who are in some of this WhatsApp group, whereby they've been told this is what we're going to discuss on Twitter today. We've seen it. It's not as if I'm cooking this up. They are going to, this is the trend you will push on Twitter today. This is what you do on registration today, and they are doing that. So don't be surprised with those who call in. They intend to be rational with the argument, despite the facts before them. I just want to plead with your guest. You should be patient. I beg. People are being paid. Even see, I can mention names across radio stations. This is their job. This is what they do. No matter how illogical the things they are saying, they will keep saying it. So it is you that you won't lose your cool. The man will still call. Allow him to call. Let him exhibit his whatever you want to exhibit. Since we know the fact, since you are there to bring out the facts.
Not everyone does, and we try as much as we can not to spread or allow the spread of misinformation.
That is why you are there to educate, caution whoever calls, which you did. So you did the right thing. You can't just cut him off because he's sharing different opinion. Fine, what he's saying is misinforming the public. That is why you are educating the public. So please let's not lose our patience. I beg of us, I beg.
Thank you so much, Remy, for your call. Really do appreciate you. Keep listening. The recap continues. You are listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. It's been a really eventful evening, and we have over 20 more minutes to go. So call me up. I definitely want to hear from you. Remember that we are discussing a lot of issues, right? I realize that so many people are talking more about the Rivers State situation. That's not the only thing we're talking about. I want to hear you talk about the CBN and FAAN relocation to Lagos and the dust, that the dust that this is raising, especially in the north. Then also President Tinubu issuing an executive order to stop foreign medical manufacturing companies from exiting the country. Mr. Anoske speaks about how an executive order would hold them hostage. As a Nigerian, I'd like to know what you think of that. Of course, we have the Rivers State situation. We also have Restructure Nigeria. Is that an opinion you agree with? Chief Gani Adams is saying this. Nigeria should be restructured and we should turn our 6 zones into federating units and let Abuja be a governing center for the country. Is that something you agree with? Also, we have the issue of Miyetti Allah creating a vigilante group, arming them, giving them weapons, saying protect yourselves. I'd really like you to speak on all of these situations, okay? Call me up 0700 903 903 903. Welcome to the conversation. Good evening.
Hello.
Hi, good evening. What's your name and location, please? Hi, I can hear you.
My name is Akin calling from Atoinota, Ogun State.
Yeah, Mr. Akin, welcome. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you. I think I'll say I'm not a Tinubu man, but we all know what is going on in this country. And then, ma'am, I will say I'm somehow disappointed in this radio station today. On here, we are not allowed to use the F word. One of your caller used an F word to insult your caller. You allow him to continue. You never caution him. Your guest in the studio today, ma, never addressed the president as a president. He was never challenged by you. You always call him Tinubu, but that does not stop him to be who he is up there. But today, he said he will walk out because the man is just simply making his opinion on here, on the national radio. How intolerant is this? I think we should tolerate other views. We should try and tolerate other views. I would not follow that.
Thank you, Mr. Akin.
Thank you, ma'am.
You didn't talk about the issues that we're talking about today. Also, I wanted to ask if you heard what Mr. Remy said. Are you there? Okay, Mr. Akin is off the line. What Remy said about people having WhatsApp group where they already send and say, this is what you're to talk about today. When you hear this conversation, this is what you're to say. If you have any information on that, we'd really like to know about that. Okay, welcome to the conversation. Good evening.
Well, Chairman, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name and location, please?
Yeah, this is Mr. Sam from Badagry Access.
Welcome, Mr. Sam. It's great to hear from you.
Yeah, the issue of Fubara, I'm just watching to see what will be the outcome. Then for Peter Usufa, I, as an individual, I can never pray to have a kind of intelligence as he is. So your station should do something fast to checkmate this. I don't know how to put it, because there is nothing one can learn from him. Nothing. Please, you people should checkmate him, so
all
that
right.
He will not, bring this station down. That all of us are making effort to build.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your call. I'd like to remind everyone that Peter Osifo is not part of the conversation for today, all right? We have 5 whole topics that we're discussing. Again, it's not just the River State situation. Welcome to the conversation. Good evening.
Hi, Ijeoma. How you doing?
I'm great. Thank you for calling. What's your name and location, please?
Emperor from Alakwere.
Welcome, Emperor. Let's hear from you. Let's hear what you have to say.
First off, I just on a lighter note, Osifo is trending on the wrong side, anyways. Furthermore, let me go ahead to first off the shenanigans from Mr. Tinubu. I hope you don't mind if I call him by that, because I don't know what that guy is saying.
He's the president, all right? He has a title, so I don't think it's nice for you to call him Mr. So do address him as the president, as the nation's president.
He still can be called as Mr. Tinubu. There's no big deal about that. That's what I choose to call him. All right. You got it?
Yes, I can hear you, but still, he's the president. But go ahead with your opinion. Let's hear what you want to say about what we're discussing today.
From the very first day he assumed office, whether by hook or crook, he has been carrying out a whole lot of illegalities, and that is what I detest about him.
What do you mean by illegalities? What are the illegalities that you noticed?
I will start from Ondo State issue. We all knew what happened before the demise of Akeredolu. We all know what happened. He was the one that masterminded the deputy governor not assuming office or acting as the acting governor and all that. They're moving forward to
that's the late
River State.
Yeah. All right, moving on to River State.
moving on to Rivers State, from the very first day the saga started, he kind of used his presidential might or whatever to ask Fubara to come sign an illegal document or whatever, which is not binding by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. You get what I mean?
The issue had escalated before the president stepped in, but I understand what you mean.
Yeah, we have three tiers of government: the federal, state, and local government. Everybody has its own responsibilities and how things have been done. What he did can never happen in a sane country, just like Remy said. In a saner climate, what he did will not happen. How do you call somebody to come sign an illegal document, or I cannot even call it document, paper, just because you want to favor somebody that help you by force to get in the power?
The thing now is that Governor Fubara himself, he went along with it. If he did not favor him, don't you think that he should have spoken up?
He did not favor him in any way. Fubara is just doing what he's doing just to keep hold of his office, because I've been issue, we all knew what happened to him with the EFCC and all that. So it is kind of a big mess between Wike, Fubara, and Tinubu, because if Fubara had come in a clean manner, I don't think all these things will be happening.
All right,
secondly,
Emperor.
Mr. Tinubu doing all that, it's giving us a bad precedence, in the sense that anything can go south or whatever, no matter what the Constitution says. If you go against the Constitution, it simply means you're not a Democrat. I thought he is a Democrat, but unfortunately, since he forced himself into office.
Emperor, I'm going to have to let you go, all right? Our time is fast spent and we need to talk to others, all right? Thank you so much. Welcome to the conversation. Good evening. Hello, are you there? All right, give me a call back, 0700 903 903 903. We'll take about 2 more calls before we have to go, because we also have to take a lot of messages and our time is fast spent. Welcome to the conversation. Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name and location, please?
Well done. Please, my regards to Mr. Peter Nosike. You shouldn't be offended with whatever statement anybody makes to him. We are enjoying this studio. Mr. Tinubu can be addressed anyhow, because if he is doing anyhow in the country, we will address him anyhow. I'm calling for Moshodi. I'm Yoruba, but people are trying to, I'm beginning to understand that people are trying to ethnicize the religious area, that it is only other tribes. In Yoruba, I'm exposed. I've gone to length and breadth of the country. Not because I'm a Yoruba guy, I should be acting under their guise. You understand? So, they should not tell us what to do. Since the president is not doing what is constitutional.
Are you there? Oh dear, I really wanted to hear from you. All right, one more call and we'll call it an evening right here on the program. Yeah. Good evening, welcome to the recap.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much, Choma. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. What's your name and location, please?
Yeah, this C2, Mr. C2 calling from Sierra Leone, Freetown.
Welcome, C2.
And thank you. Mr. Anosike, my big brother, I salute you.
Thank you so much.
Right, I want to say something here. We are here to learn, and we're here to, let people understand exactly what is happening in Nigeria. And we're here to change the narrative of the old politicians and the evil they have put in the mind of some people in Nigeria. That is what somebody like me came here to this station anytime I have the opportunity to speak and change the narrative. Now, people, Nigerians in abroad, right? They always lamented about the maltreatment of because of their race and where they come from the white people. From the white people, they always complain about racism and other things. Now, somebody came here and accused Mr. Anosike of addressing Tinubu as Tinubu. It doesn't him as Mr. President. That is absolutely false, because we know how the election goes. But that's not the thing. I'm coming here. I'm coming here now to tell that man that, are you aware of the destruction of Igbo people's property and their businesses as I speak to you now in Lagos. Are you aware of Showolo or what they call him? Are you aware there are some people that came back from Christmas, just this past Christmas, their shop is being destroyed, their goods, their shops is being destroyed as I speak to you now. Are you aware? These are Nigerians, the way they say it, right? And so Nigerians will be complaining of maltreatment. The inhuman they are taking from the white people. And as I speak to you, there's a video now where people their shop is being demolished. They are taking their goods by their hands, bringing it out. These are Igbo people in the same Nigeria. And you come here and accuse somebody. Is Trump not seeing those things? Is surely not seeing it and ask, why are you demolishing these people's property and why are you destroying their goods? This Nigeria hypocritical. This Nigerian hypocritical human beings, this is what I don't like and I hate it.
Thank you, Mr. Situ.
Realize that Igbo people are not your problem.
Thank you.
I will be saying it in this station.
Thank you so much.
And the inhuman of maltreatment of Igbo people in Nigeria must to stop one day. It must we stop, and that is what we are going to put it to an end. Thank you very much for giving me.
Thank you so much for your call. Our time is fast spent, and we really need to go because accusations will soon come up and say I'm not letting people talk. All right, but we really need to go, and we have a lot of messages from YouTube and WhatsApp to take. All right, the last comment on YouTube here, Mr. Nosuke, I'd like you to address it. This person says Gani Adams is not to be trusted. What we want is a sovereign nation for all indigenous people in Nigeria.
Well, I'm more comfortable with what Gani Adams said, because talking of sovereign nation, Nigeria has more than 250 ethnic communities. So does it mean that we are going to have 250 sovereign countries? Because a sovereignty means a totally independent country. Understand? So for me, I'm more comfortable with regions than having sovereign communities.
Okay. All right, then it's time for me to take your comments on YouTube and your messages on our WhatsApp platform. Oladewale says, good morning, Ms. Choma and your guest. Do you know that the contact to the National Assembly is not open to the public? But why are they hiding? Nigerians, please be mindful of your mental health. And remember that the career politicians are deaf and dumb to the public concerns. We all can see that the current occupier will not fight corruption. Stephen Odin said, hi, my sincere thanks for the broadcast and the guest speaker. In my view, stop reintroducing the guest every time. He's well known already. Mr. Stephen, some people join us in the middle of the program. How would they know the guest if we don't reintroduce? Well, thank you so much for your comment. Oladewale says, do you know Nigerians are deep sleep at this time and are not hearing the message we send them about the politicians they are sleeping with? Nkonye Duru says, my sister, Nigeria can never work. Are you oil and water can never be missed? My name is Nkem. Oladewale says, you know, they listened and saw the impoverishment of the people due to their greed and self-aggrandizement. Okala says, Wike knew Fubara very well. He knew he's a weak man. That's why he chose him to succeed him. I bet you that Fubara is going to join Wike and the other Rivers lawmakers to APC very soon. Is that plausible?
Very, very possible.
All right, then let's move on over to WhatsApp, where we have so many messages. All right, and let me start with this message. Okay. All right, you said, good evening, Chioma and the intelligent analyst, Mr. Nosuke. I was just laughing when Mr. Nosuke was saying something about the northern leaders. And of course, that is whom they are. They're just after power and they're not after the economic growth of this country, Nigeria. That has always been the mentality of the northern leaders since the beginning of Nigeria. So Mr. Nosuke is always specific and intelligent in his analysis. Thanks so much and God bless you always. Francis from First Chat. This person says, hi, VOP. Hi, how are you? You didn't say your name and you did not contribute to the conversation. Honestly, I don't know your guest, but you really hit the nail on the head. Hypocrisy and selfish interest everywhere. Government should borrow these scripts to listen from what he just said about River State crisis down to security crisis in the north. Just to add to his submission, this idea of building every government offices to Lagos is not time to ease up the state by taking these offices back to where it should be, like the oil company offices to the south and establish seaports and international airports to other parts of the country. Very unfortunate where we found ourselves. Chika Bende from Trade Fair in Lagos. Okay. All right, moving forward, we have good evening. It's Adeyemi Kamoru from Satellite Town, Lagos. Nigeria is not as bad as a section of the media paints it. They have an agenda. Things are getting better in Nigeria. Akabutu Market is the world best. Lagos ranks 19th best city to visit on earth. By what estimation? Send me a link. I want to read what you read. Adeyemi Kamoru from Satellite Town, and I am so serious. Send me a link. I want to read what you read, because the information that I am getting right, and I'm telling you from my superiors, is that when it comes to terrorism and insecurity, that Nigeria actually ranked 9th out of 10 nations with the most insecurity in the world right now. So what are we talking about? Good evening, Mr. Anosike and Chioma. President Tinubu to issue executive order to stop foreign medical manufacturing companies from exiting the country. Just in the same fashion he threatened the medical professionals from exiting the country. It's a draconian order that cannot fly. This is a dynamic world whereby humans respond to stimuli and choose to domicile in any environment that is favorable, flourishing, and hostile, secure, hospitable, and habitable to them. Therefore, the government should make such provisions that would incentivize both the indigenous and foreign manufacturers. Let the president completely desist from Nebuchadnezzarian is this even a word? Order, and make the country a better place for all and sundry. This is from Chisco. Chisco, you don't tell me where you're writing from. Thank you so much for your message, Chisco. Okay, I can see your message is really long, but you didn't say your name or where you're writing from, and I would like to know, Fulani headsmen, terror group, and the Mieti Allah represent their interests. Same Mark Bank claimed responsibility for the failed assassination on Samuel Otom. Now, how can a dangerous terror group launch a security outfit out of nowhere without legality, and the government act like it didn't hear anything? I remember when the South was to create its own security outfit legally to tackle headsmen attack, the Buhari government and a lot of northerners kicked against it, and it was for same reason Otom of Benue State almost got killed. And these same criminals are allowed to set their own security outfits. Why can't they be treated like ESN? It shows you that some animals are treated differently. A country where cows have become more important than humans. Don't only disarm them but shoot at sight. Anyone carrying a gun, that person called Peter Osifo knows nothing about law, and you were busy arguing with him. It's like going on a journey with someone who's drunk and he's telling you this is the right way to pass. You should know his antics by now. Okay, you're falling prey for someone with IQ deficiency. Ouch. Moving forward, good evening to you, Mr. Peter Anosike, and moderator in the house. Tinubu should put his house in order so that those foreign and local investors should strive in a good atmosphere. Emmanuel Chijoke from Ikotun, short and straight to the point. I think Mr. Peter Anosike is overreacting. How dare he call a caller? VOP is known to give every citizen a voice, and every voice is unique to each caller. I think I should apologize, given that freedom of speech is a human right. Okay, thank you, Chris from Mafoluku. Thank you so much, Chris, for your message. Moving forward, Choma, a constitution gives condition to the camp to another party if there's division in your party, which those 27 lawmakers give as a reason for their defection. Okay, you should be bold enough to protect your caller from abuse and insult from your guest and caller. You should be in charge of your program, not your guest or listener. Olu from Badagry. Not taken. Olu from Badagry. Thank you so much. Good evening. Chioma, your guest on national radio calling someone an idiot a few days ago on Esther's News at 6. He called BK a madman. He could not say anything wrong with that. This station has to be extraordinarily careful. Bullets. Emmanuel from Ikeja. Good evening, Chioma. My name is Fred from Ikeja. One of your callers from Ogun State said he's not a President Tinubu supporter. He's lying. We know them. He's an APC member. He's ashamed of his president. How do you know that? How do you know that? Please don't speak for anyone. Speak for yourself and let every other person speak for themselves. All right. Hakimi, Peace Ambassador from Songwater in Ogun State, says, good evening, Chioma Innocent with Professor Peter. Happy weekend to you all. I think every locals and community should be allowed to secure itself with local arms. Also should be fully guarded by the National Security Agency. Since the federal government have failed to guard its citizens because of their irresponsibility to do so. Look at kidnapping is everywhere in the streets of the nations. Crime activity is everywhere. Nowhere is safe in Nigeria. Hakimi, Peace Ambassador from Songwater in Ogun State. Good evening, Chioma and your guest. Please tell your guest is Peter Osifo, not Felix Osifo. Peter Osifo is saying things out of point. I don't understand anything he's saying. Please, VOP needs to check him. Everybody have the right to call Tinubu his name. Since that is his name. You and your guests are doing a good job. Victor from Mafoluku, thank you so much. For the whole 4 years of Trump as president, some Americans refused to see him as president. They protested on different occasions and heaven did not fall. Same goes for Joe Biden. So whether some people like it or not, some people won't see Tinubu as the president based on what happened during the election. As long as they don't use derogatory words to address him, let people be. After all, Obasanjo was regarded as Chief Olusegun Obasanjo when he was the president. Remy from Akoka. Good evening, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Noske. This is Dayo from Fagba. We have to say the truth as it is and not doing eye service or being hypocritical with the truth. And Chairman Tinubu, okay, you cannot enter power through falsehood. Eye service, okay. They keep telling us to pray, but then the election was not credible. The European Union testified. Obi said if the process that brought you into power is not credible, then you cannot be credible. Sinners will always run when no man pursued them, but the righteous are as bold as a lion. It is a shame. Dayo from Fagba. Dayo, I know your handwriting. Kesta from Alakbere. Good evening, Chairman Maziano Sike. Please, which title is the USA president addressed with? He's addressed by his name. Simple. So I don't understand what is special about addressing him as president or not. We all know what happened during general elections. Good night by 5:41 p.m. Kesta, how? All right. That is all the message you can take today. We really need to call it a day right here on the program. So we talked about a lot of things, right? And I really want to look at the whole executive order to prevent foreign medical manufacturing companies from exiting the country, including an outright ban or a reduction on the importation of syringes and needles into the country. That and more. Sanoski, I'd like you to give your final words on all the topics we discussed today as time's gone.
For me, let me talk about the issue of name.
Okay, of the president, right?
The British Prime Minister, they call him Mr. Sunak. We have Mr. Obama, Mr. Trump, Joe Biden. Understand? So he is Mr. Tinubu. He is Mr. Tinubu.
I think it's that African thing where they talk about respect. That's why.
That is what is in his birth certificate. Understand me, Mr. Tinubu. So when you go Google Mr. Tinubu, you now see his office. Understand? So there's nothing bad in calling somebody his or her name. When Obama was president, they were calling him Mr. Obama. Now it's Joe Biden. They don't even put Mr. in Joe Biden. Understand me? So people want to be more Catholic than the Pope. But the truth is that these people don't have separate filling stations or separate market. All of us are in the same boat. Thank you.
All right then. I'd like to say thank you to everyone who has been a part of the program today, to those who called from the diaspora, to everyone who called even from outside Lagos. Thank you so much. Sometimes we don't even know that Africans get to all of those places. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for calling in. Thank you for sending your messages. Thank you for being a part of the program. And thank you, Mr. Noske, for joining us today. Join us again next Saturday. Hopefully it will be a much more peaceful episode of the recap next Saturday. But yes, join us again. The recap comes to you every weekend, every Saturday from 4 p.m. all the way till 6 p.m. My name is Ijeoma Innocent, and we'll be back with another episode of the recap next Saturday. Okay, in the meantime, have fun and have a wonderful weekend. Let's always keep the peace, all right, and let's be mindful of how we move. Seeing our security situation in the country is reportedly it's just not great at the moment. All right, then also endeavor to be your brother's keeper. You just never know. In your own little corner of the world, as I always say, try your best, do what you can to make Nigeria better for the other person. My name is Ijeoma Innocent. Till I come your way again next time, it's bye for now, but stay tuned. The 6 p.m. world news comes up shortly.